What is up, my beautiful people? It is Friday night. Your weekend has officially started. Let your hair down, relax, enjoy. We're going to have fun over the next hour or so as we get stuck into the latest surrounding Liverpool Football Club. I know you all hate me right now. I know you all do. You've seen Mbappe in the title and you've said to yourselves, he's on it again. He's lost the plot. He's going down that Bellingham route all over again. And I feel you. But I can't not talk about it. I can't not come on here and talk about an outlet as good as L'Equipe speaking about Liverpool and Mbappe. Like, this isn't FSG'S. This isn't one of our residents of Bullshit Island. We are talking about a very credible, very established outlet discussing Liverpool and Kylian Mbappe. So I got to talk about it, right? You wouldn't respect me if I didn't talk about it. Sean said he's a little bit late. I am, but there's a good reason. I had 3 videos to record beforehand, and I finished the preview just after past, so I was uploading that, so I do apologise. But the good news is, tonight you've got an Anfield Agenda news video that's up for you to watch. You've got a video on top of the league where I discuss the situation at Manchester United and ask, is it time to stick or twist with Eric Ten Hag, and will sacking Ten Hag solve the problem? So again, if you enjoy the content, we'd love you to get over and check that one out on top of the league. But most importantly, it's Friday. Time to let your hair down. Time to have a bit of fun. Time to relax. Right, where are we going? Let's get into the comments before we get stuck into it. Yes, I know I'm late, people, but I also, I try my best to be here on time. But do you want a real insight? As a content creator, there aren't many people that want to start on time, because if you start 2 or 3 minutes later, people are in the chat more. You don't have to, you're not wasting anybody's time. People are ready for you to go. So I didn't do it on purpose tonight, but I'd be a liar if I said there haven't been occasions where we've gone a couple of minutes late just to let the chat build up a bit. There's a few insights into the secrets of the industry for you. How's it going? Brilliant. Really good. Really good, thank you. Had very productive call last night, and I mean, I can say to you at this point, we're 90% that Boston show is going to go ahead in March. I had a call last night with Brian over in Boston. We went through some numbers and stuff for the event, looked at dates, and I think we're going to be pulling the trigger to put that deposit down soon. So if you are in New York or Boston or can get there, let yourselves in for a treat. The weekend after Paddy's week, it looks like Anfield Agenda will be over in Boston, so make sure you come see us. Right, where do we want to start with tonight? I'm going to tell you what we have to talk about. We've got a little something about Mbappe. You may not have heard of him. He's a young lad. He's doing quite well in the footballing world. So we're going to talk about Mbappe. We're going to talk about FSG. Are they going to be dipping their toes in the golf world yet again with a bigger investment? They look like they're going to be going head to head with the investment firm of the Saudi Arabian government for basically golf with the PGA. We're going to be talking about a blast from the past and a defender Liverpool have been linked with, somebody who we've been linked with in the past as well. And lots of other bits and pieces. We're going to be talking about Trinidad. We're going to be letting you guys know why we didn't run a particular story today that somebody else did and why we didn't run it. So we'll start off as we always do with a little hello to Colin, who always very in with the first super chat. I love it. Every super chat, the first one's always Colin. He said, "Hey beautiful," you see he's got me here already. Drove home for the weekend to have some peace and quiet and watch football. Glad to be here with you today. So basically Mbappe is ours. Well, I didn't say that, mate. I didn't say Mbappe was ours, but we will move on to talk about him. Don't you worry, Colin, excuse me. Hey Craig, just giving you a heads up. It says new channel launching after the international break, even though the channel is already launched. Where's that, mate? Where have I got to change that? Thank you for the heads up. Appreciate you, Granny Dwarf. But where does it say it's launching so we can get the guys to change it and fix it for you? But fix it for us. But thank you for letting me know. Right, what do you want to talk about first? You guys let me know. Do you want to go down the Mbappe route? Do you want to talk about the FSG stuff? Or do you want me to let you know who shit the bed with the reporting around deal agreed for Trinidad? Would you swap Mbappe for Salah if you had the choice? See, that's a loaded question. Would I do it if I had the choice? No, but we may not have the choice, and I'll get on to that. JC Galvanil, thank you so much. He's just gifted 30 Anfield Agenda memberships. 30. 20, and then that was enough apparently, so the legend himself has gifted another 10. My brother in baldness, thank you so much, my man. I appreciate your support. They've gone to 30 different people who I'm sure will be very happy with that, my man. Thank you. I think I've caught up on everything now. Whew. Oh, top of the league logo here. Oh yeah, cool. We'll get that changed. You know what? I can make that go away real quickly. There. You see nothing. But no, you're right. Thank you for that. I really appreciate you looking out, because my dumb ass didn't spot that one. So I appreciate you guys looking out. Right, Mbappe first. No problem. No problem, my friends. Let me get my notes on Mbappe, and we shall talk about Kylian Mbappe first. Don't worry, I won't put up any of those polls tonight. You know those pesky polls that I do only because I have no content ideas, according to our friend in the chat. So we'll stay away from them polls tonight because nobody likes them, do you? Right, so Kylian Mbappe says, this article says, days after Kylian Mbappe was ranked the third best in the Ballon d'Or this year in the football rankings, L'Équipe claim that the Reds are quietly confident that they can lure Mbappe to Anfield at the end of his PSG contract in 2024. They go on to say that as contact with his entourage has never broken down after 6 years of talks. Now, I've told you guys that when he was making the move from Monaco to PSG, John W. Henry flew, I don't know if it was him and his family or him and his representatives, but there was a private flight on the old FSG jet around France somewhere where he tried to convince them to make the move to Anfield. That didn't happen. He went to PSG, and the smart money has always been on him ending up at the Santiago Bernabeu, right? We expect that that's going to be the case. Mbappe didn't make the move last year, bit of egg on Madrid's face, but I think they've since calmed down relations, and it's PSG firmly believe that an agreement's already in place between Kylian Mbappe's people and Real Madrid. But that didn't stop L'Équipe printing that Mbappe refused to extend his deal in France during the summer, resulting in a public fallout and the exile from the team. Eventually, he was reinstated and looking likely he would complete a free transfer to Real Madrid. But they say Liverpool are confident and haven't given up hope. Obviously, it would be a free contract with regards to the layout for Mbappe. It would be a free contract from the perspective of we wouldn't have to pay a transfer fee to PSG, but that doesn't mean it wouldn't be an eye-watering amount of money. I mean, I've seen 270 million mentioned as a package to bring him to Anfield. So I guess the only way any of us could potentially dream about this scenario, if you like the idea of it, by the way, some people I get won't like the idea of that distraction, but if we lose Mohamed Salah, if we do, if there's no way FSG are willing to extend his contract and they think to themselves, right, we could give Mohamed Salah an ungodly amount of money to keep him here, but it still isn't going to change the fact that he's 30 going on for 31. If we invest that money into Kylian Mbappe, maybe we will get a better return for that money and more commercial partnerships over the course of his time at the club. I'm guessing, because obviously I don't know. I'm not in John W. Henry's head. But I do know that the interest has always been there from Liverpool to bring in Mbappe. And if I'm not mistaken, I think his mum is either a Liverpool fan or has a big soft spot for Liverpool. And if the move to Real Madrid, for whatever reason, doesn't work out, can I see a world where he ends up at Liverpool? I think I can. I'm not going to put any money on it. I'm not going to say it's likely. But if Madrid decide that, let's say, rather than going out there to get Mbappe, let's say, for instance, they look and said, right, we want to pair up Jude Bellingham with Jamal Musiala, and we want to bring him in, and we want to refresh the age of the team. We want to have Camavinga, Tchouaméni, Musiala, and Bellingham in midfield, and then we've got, of course, Luka, Modric, and Toni Kroos if they move on. Then you've got Endrick, who is going to become an attack. You've Rodrigo, who just signed a new contract at Real Madrid. You've got Vinny Jr., of course. Maybe that's where they're looking to put their money. I don't know. You know, I would say that any chance of us to get him has to be if he doesn't go to Madrid. We can't go head to head. I think his heart will be in Madrid anyway. So it's a mad one, I know. It is a mad one, but there is a world where this could be feasible. Davino said, "Hey Craig, happy to be here as always. Hope you had a wonderful day. So excited for the Boston show. Can't wait to meet you and share a few laughs." Thank you, Davino, for that. Rachel Todd, thank you for gifting 5 Anfield Agenda memberships. There's somebody here with an all caps question. Mbappe can be a Salah replacement, but it will never happen. We can't afford his wages. Well, look at it this way, Ennis. We think Mohamed Salah is on about $350 a week, right? But we've seen Rami Abbas-Issa, his legal representative and friend, when he's speaking to Harvard, say that Mohamed Salah makes about £1 million a week. Now, I don't think Saudi Arabia is going to be an option for Mbappe, because I don't think Mbappe can achieve his footballing goals. I don't think Mbappe can get those Ballon d'Ors if he's over playing in Saudi Arabia. I think he's too young in his career, too early to make that move. So I don't see that as being an option for him. But if we're paying Mo, or if Mo is able to make, should I say, because I don't think we're paying him it, but if he's able to generate and make £1 million a week while playing for Liverpool Football Club, I don't know what type of agreements or commercial partnerships or crossovers with Nike that we could get if Mbappe came in. I don't know if we'd be able to give him a cut of his image rights, or, I really don't understand the ins and outs of these deals. So the fact there's no huge transfer fee involved, I don't know, maybe this in some weird world is semi-feasible. 500k a day from Mbappe screams us alright. Who said anything about 500k a day? Did anybody mention 500k? Did I speak about 500k a day? I don't remember saying it. I remember saying a package all inclusive could be somewhere about 270. I'd seen reported, but again, we can laugh and joke about it all we want, but we've been linked with them solidly for 6 years, and there's no transfer fee involved. Like, if we were talking about having to buy this dude and pay his wages, of course, I'd be the very first one on here to go, ludicrous, nonsense, never going to happen. But if we lose Mo, if the worst comes to the worst, and FSG are unwilling to extend his deal, or Mo is his heart set on a move at the end of the season, I mean, surely you explore it. I still think it's unlikely, Whitehammer. I'm not trying to say you're wrong, I'm right, this is happening. Far from it. But I can see a world where it becomes possible. Craig, I need help. Some tosser gifted me United Stand membership. I feel dirty. I mean, that's nice of that person to gift you a membership, mate. I mean, for him to gifted you a membership, you would have had to have been in the chat, right? So if you're in the chat, you've already got a reason to feel dirty there. Now, I'm not making you feel dirty. I understand people watch loads of content, mate. Absolutely sound. But you can't complain about getting gifted a membership if you were in the chat. Maybe you were lurking in the background watching, I don't know, but somebody did a nice gesture for you, so take it as a good thing. We don't need Mbappe because we've got the Egyptian king. Oh, I hear you, but for us to keep the Egyptian king, John W. Henry's going to have to pay a lot of money and extend his contract. And so far, there's not been any indications or leaks that there is the possibility of that happening. And look, all of us want to keep Mo. I get it, but you can't just bury your head in the sand and go, I want to keep Mo, I want to keep Mo, I want to keep Mo, and then Mo goes, and then we go, oh shit, we haven't sorted that in here. So you've got to plan as a club for every eventuality, and us fans are left out in the dark on these things, right? Would you swap Gakpo for Bellingham? I mean, that's just such a stupid question. I don't like. Would I swap my car for a Ferrari? Like, it's not going to happen. Why do people ask these stupid questions? Would you swap Gakpo for Mbappe? No, mate. I wouldn't swap Gakpo for one of the best players to ever grace a football pitch. Come on now. Kylian would accept it. He's very much of a Real Madrid fan as people think. He supported AC Milan when he was young and just liked Ronaldo. Look, I don't know what the situation is at Real Madrid and Kylian Mbappe. I have no idea. But, you know, they've laid out a lot of money recently. They've brought in Tchouaméni. They've brought in Jude Bellingham. You know, they've spent money and they've got Endrick coming in and they've obviously redone the stadium. And any deal to bring in Kylian Mbappe would be for a very significant amount of money. So I don't know what Florentino Perez has up his sleeve. I don't know if he thinks maybe trying to go in and get Jamal Musiala from Bayern Munich would be a better investment. Because long term, imagine that midfield. Camavinga in the DM role with Bellingham and Jamal Musiala. Oh, with Vinny Jr., Rodrigo and Endrick through the centre. I mean, stop it. Stop it now. That's just... I hope it doesn't happen. I hope it doesn't happen because that would just be ridiculous. Would you swap Adrian for Pele? I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember Pele costing us Champions League game against Atleti. Nailed on for Real Madrid, mate. It's a nice dream, though. Ambition to keep Salah and get Mbappe. Look, I want us to keep Salah. Definitely. I hope we do. But again, I'm not reporting this. L'Equipe are the ones with this story. So, you know, it's not like we pulled a story from some... Well, actually, on pulling a story from some very questionable source. So, we were going to run a video story today. And the title of the video story was going to be Terms Agreed. And it was going to be about Liverpool and Andre Trinidad. And this story was published in other places as well. And the Echo ran with it. Now, the problem is, the story comes from a bullshit source, to say the least. And I'm being kind there when I say a bullshit source. I'm going to read it out to you. And I'll let you guys do your own investigative journalism. 1 second. So, Francois Plateau is the journalist that the Echo credited with the story that an agreement has been reached between Andre and Liverpool on his terms. Francois is an ITK account, and we did our research on that very quickly, and Connor came to the conclusion after looking it over that this is not something that we want to be running with. And we're only little old us. We're not a newspaper. You know, we don't have to really keep journalistic standards, but we try to stand over everything that we talk about. So the story's poo-poo. And to the best of our knowledge, after reaching out to people, there's a lot of hope and a lot of belief that we'll get it done and over the line. But we can't stand over that story. And I hope they retract it. Because I have nothing against the Echo. I'm not trying to take cheap shots or anything like that. But if we could spot it that quickly, and we're only a 2-man operation or a 3-man operation, I think they need to look a little bit deeper. But on Andre Trinidad, there is a few things that we can say to you guys. He has been speaking ahead of the Copa Libertadores final, and again, I'm going to credit this tweet was posted from LFC Transfer Room, so full credit to them, and they are using Fluminense English as the account. They say, Andre Trinidad has been speaking, he said, about this week and the Copa Libertadores final. It's about enjoying this week, that it's special. Today was the last day of training, and tonight I'll play my video game normally, as I always do. Another story actually coming in on Andre comes from a very reputable source. So, writing for ESPN, Tim Vickery, who is an expert on all things Brazilian football, he stated that Andre very nearly joined Liverpool Football Club in the summer, and the most notable comments in this piece said that it could still happen. And of course, he is taking part in the Copa Libertadores final for Fluminense against Boca Juniors tomorrow night. That game will be on BBC 3, I think, in the UK, if you guys want to watch it. I think it's an 8 o'clock start. So look, I think Andre will come to Liverpool. I think that happens in January, but I can't yet say that anything's been agreed between the parties. Maybe there's something close to it, but we need better sources. Mbappe plays left. Are you fuckers really? Do you understand that people are allowed to move on a football pitch? You get that, right? You understand that Sadio Mane played on the right-hand side until he didn't play on the right-hand side. Kylian Mbappe can play on the left-hand side until he doesn't play on the left-hand side, and he plays through the centre, or he plays on the right. He will play wherever the hell he's told to play. He's a forward. I mean, it baffles me sometimes that you just don't think this through. Players move. Players change position. Happens all the time. And also, we can change system. We can move other people around if he came in. We don't have to necessarily go, no, you have to play on the left. Only on the left. Don't you even walk over to the right-hand side of the pitch. How dare you? Some lad on YouTube said that you're not allowed on the right-hand side of the pitch, so give him a speeding fine. Come on now. And as I've said, I keep using this as an example. Sadio Mane was a right winger until Sadio Mane became a left winger when Mohamed Salah came in and Sadio Mane had to move position. So, Craig, do you support Liverpool? No, mate, no. Huge Accrington Stanley fan, me. You know, I just thought I'd start a Liverpool fan channel and dedicate my life to talking about Liverpool because I was, fed up picking me nose. I mean, come on, man. Would you take Kubo? Look, I like Kubo. I think most of us like Kubo, but I think Kubo will be bought by Real Madrid and sold on for a profit. Like, think of it this way: if there was a house in your estate for sale, and the guide price of the house was 500 grand, but you knew that you could trigger some clause and buy the house for 250 grand, you'd buy the house and you'd flog it. Of course you would. You'd buy the house and you'd sell it. And I think with Real Madrid having that buyback option on Kubo for 30 million euro when his value in the market is 60 million euro, they're gonna do that because it's the sensible thing to do. It frees up money for them. So I fully expect something like this to happen. Madrid trigger that clause on Kubo. Maybe, I don't know the situation on playing for more than one club in a year. So if they do buy him back, they may have to loan him out for a season with an obligation to buy at the end of that season, which is basically money in the bank. So that's what I think will happen with that. But outside of that, look, Kubo's a good player. He is. Mbuemo or Bowen? I mean, I'm fully on board with Bowen. Always have been. Not so much Mbuemo. I think, as I mentioned, sometimes I think it can be a right team, right time scenario. So have I talked about FSG yet in the golf? I think I've done that, right? Tony is 100 million, could be an option. He's not worth 100 million. He's not. Not a chance. He's a good player, and I'd take Ivan Toney, but he's not worth 100 million. No way. Craig, would you ever consider Klopp leaving at the end of this season if it meant Xavi Alonso? No. Not a chance. No. I want every minute of Jurgen Klopp being Liverpool manager. Every second of it. I didn't talk about the FSG thing. Cool. Right, let me go through that then. Sorry. My mind's going all over the place because I've been covering so many topics today. I can't remember what I spoke about when. Right, so according to Alan Shipnuck, who is a golf journalist, Liverpool's owners have presented a monster bid to trump the Saudi Arabian Public Investment Fund, the PIF, to combine Live Golf with the PGA Tour. So they describe this as a civil war that's going on in golf. And I'm sure whether you're a golf fan or not, you've heard all about Live Golf. And you've heard all about Live Golf's partnership with the PGA. And that deal, I think it was back in June or something, was supposed to be struck where they come together, they combine forces and they work together to make golf an even bigger sport. But they say that a monster bid has come in from FSG who are looking to trump the PIF and work with the PGA Tour. Now, interestingly, so far the PGA Tour haven't taken on or even listened to any other interest in joining up with them. But this reporter goes on to say that there is a favourable look on it from the idea of FSG coming on board because of their history, I guess, in the sports business, and the fact that they already have a little toe in the world of golf because they invested in the company Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy's company. What's it called again? TGL, which is an indoor league, which is set to begin next year. So I guess my question on this is, does it concern anybody if FSG invest money and become part of the PGA? Because they did say, and probably shouldn't be a surprise to us, but they did say recently that they were in expansion mode, right? That they were looking to add in new sports, new clubs, new things to their portfolio. And I'm okay with it as long as Liverpool remain top priority and Liverpool remain, I don't want to say they're sole focus, but Liverpool get the best of FSG's talents involved in making sure that Liverpool Football Club continues to prosper, and Jurgen Klopp and the staff have everything that they need to continue to compete. So I'm okay with it as long as it's not a distraction and Liverpool Football Club don't fall down the pecking order of FSG's priorities. But how do you guys feel about it? Why can they not just invest in Liverpool? Well, they own Liverpool, so they don't really need to invest into something they own. From the point of view of on the pitch, I get you. But, to be fair, we're not that far away on the pitch. When I speak about FSG's focus, I mainly mean the best minds at FSG. I want the best minds in that organisation working with Liverpool Football Club to make sure that if they look at all of their crown jewels or all of their portfolio of sports businesses, that Liverpool Football Club remains the shining light, the one that is the most valuable, the one that they continue to make sure the best minds are working on. That's simply what I want as a fan. Put a poll on it. I'm not allowed to do polls because nobody likes them, because I just can't make up content, so I do a poll apparently just to make sure that, I can waffle on for a few more minutes, because that's what I need, is reasons to be able to waffle on. Like, I couldn't hold a full conversation with myself. But anyway, look, we'll get a poll up. If FSG invests in the PGA, will you be worried for LFC? Right, so I'm going to ask, if FSG invest in the PGA, will you be worried for Liverpool? Yes or no? Again, you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments. Does Mbappe really want to join though? I don't know the answer to that, mate. Honestly, I don't. I can't sit here and tell you one way or the other if what Kylian Mbappe is thinking. I haven't got a clue. But the only reason I brought up this story about Mbappe is because of where it came from. It came from L'Equipe, a very, 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 very credible outlet. And that's the only reason, as I said, I brought it to the conversation today, because it's not like Facajes or, some clickbait type site somewhere. Very credible to say that Liverpool haven't broken off contact with them. And that we've been 6 years basically in the background keeping conversations, keeping that channel of communication open with Mbappe. Douglas Luiz or Andre? Come on now. Andre. Douglas Luiz a fine footballer, don't get me wrong, but no. Andre. Who do you want to replace Mo when he goes? Firstly, I don't want him to go. I want him to have another extension for a couple of years. But look, my answer to this is one that people don't like because it's not sexy enough, but Jarrod Bowen. I'd be very happy if Liverpool signed Jarrod Bowen as I don't want to say a Mo Salah replacement, because nobody will touch Mo's numbers. Nobody. Doesn't matter who it is. But I'd like Jarrod Bowen as a realistic option. Salah staying for more years. What do you think? Look, that's what I want, Abdisa. And I think that's what most Liverpool fans want. But there hasn't even been any indication that I've seen. Like, I've not seen one journalist suggest that Liverpool are looking to sit down and extend with Mo. So either they're doing it very quietly behind the scenes, in which case, brilliant. Hopefully we get the good news. Or they're starting to plan for Mohamed Salah maybe leaving next summer. I can't see a world where FSG let him run down his contract and go for free. That would be madness. Like that would just be madness. So I think his future gets decided in the summer. It's either new deal, which we all would love, or Liverpool look to cash in, get whatever they can get from, and look to reinvest. It's a scary thought. It is, because I don't want to think of a world where Salah's left Liverpool, but I also don't think we as a club can allow him to leave for free. I think we need that money. You know, we do. We need that money to reinvest. Is that a real Premier League trophy behind you? No, it's a green screen, mate. All of that is behind me at this moment in time is a piece of green material on a wall. I do have a real Champions League trophy though, a mini one that I have over in the corner. TOT2KZ1 said, if we get Andre in January, will he go into the starting 11 straight away? Klopp takes his time betting in new players. So, firstly, I think he'd probably have to have a break. So, his season finishes at the start of December. Copa Libertadores final this weekend. I think there's 6 or 7 games left in the Brazilian League after that. So, you would imagine he'd have to have a few weeks holiday. I think there's a compulsory 4 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. So, Liverpool could absolutely sign him and have the deal done and dusted and ready to go when the market opens. But, no, I don't think we'll see Andre taking much part till maybe end of January. You know, he needs to have that break. Even if it's a somewhat shorter break, because he'll only have half a season before a summer break, I think he'll need to have some downtime. And then, of course, he'll need to come in, start training, have a tailored program, get up to speed. So it's a difficult one, but I'd still rather we got him in and make sure that he's a Liverpool player more than anything else. Did you guys see in Jurgen Klopp's press conference today, he kind of intimated that we may not see Thiago Alcantara until 2024. Which, as I said to you guys, if Klopp's saying we mightn't see him back till 2024, I mean, what's the point? Like, what's the point of even planning for anything? I get that he's a Liverpool player and that Liverpool have to, you know, make sure he can train and stay fit and all this kind of stuff. But what's the point? Like, there's no point in planning on trying to use him in the last 6 months, because you're just going to be taken away from minutes of somebody who has a future at the club. And with all due respect, he's going to be 33, I think, by the end of his deal. And I just don't see where he gets on the pitch. I just don't. So it's unfortunate that it seems like his last year as a Liverpool player will end in a whimper rather than maybe glory. And hopefully he can take part and we can win a trophy or something. Maybe he gets a few minutes in one of the finals. But I just don't see how he breaks into this team now, or what his position will be, or who he pushes out. So, I've asked you guys, if FSG invest in the PGA, will you be worried for Liverpool? So far, after 5 minutes, we have 58% of people saying yes and 42% saying no. I would be in the no camp, if I'm being honest with you. Yeah, I'd be in the no camp. I don't want to say they'd be nearly a silent partner with the PGA, but I don't think it would take away from Liverpool that much. If anything, maybe it gives better opportunities for corporate or commercial crossovers or partnerships, so maybe it can benefit Liverpool in that way. But I really don't think I'd be worried about it, to be honest. Like, if I heard they were buying AC Milan, as an example, I'd be more worried. Sane or Gnabry, neither. You can keep both of them, thank you. And you can keep your question that you've asked multiple times over and over again in the chat, because that'll end up getting you timed out. I don't want either of them. They're both... No, thanks. No. Yeah, just no. We need to see Szoboszlai and Thiago together for a game. A game? Grand. A game, no problem. But the future is Gravenberch. The future is McAllister. The future is Jones. The future is Szoboszlai. The future is Elliott. The future is Bajcetic. It's not Thiago. The future could be Andre. And that's my point. Like, that's where the time investment should be now. Look, we have a duty of care to Thiago. Of course we do. And Thiago can certainly bring a lot to the group. He can certainly help those players push on. But I just don't see how he breaks in now at this point. When the team are in a rhythm, people know where they're playing at. We've got a great set of options for players. Personally, as somebody who was an unashamed Thiago sexual, I just don't see it. Did you see Suarez is going to Miami with Messi? I did read something earlier on, Samuel, yes, to say that they're putting the band back together. So who is that then at Inter? You'd have Busquets, Messi, Suarez, Jordi Alba, I think, as well as there. The coach, I think there was the coach used to work with Messi at Argentina as well. So yeah, they're putting the band back together. Is there a player you would liken to Broccoli? I'm gonna try and answer that for you. Is there a player I would like it? So, if I'm likening a player to Broccoli, you've got to have a couple of traits: arrogant, pointless, bit of a hipster. Who would that be? Who would I compare as a footballer to Broccoli? No. Richarlison's just a twat. No, he's... I'm reading through your comments and trying to see if any of them sparks an idea in my head, but... It's the arrogant part I'm struggling with more than anything. Oh, good answer. I'm gonna take the answer of Cucurella. I'm gonna take the answer of Cucurella from Chewits. I think that ticks every box for me. Even looking at the hair, I think you can see the florets there of Broccoli. Bit of a hipstery choice. Yeah, bit fashionable. Yeah, I'm gonna take that answer. Well played. I'm gonna go with that one. Bruno Fernandes. No, we're not talking about Bruno. Ben gets angry when I talk about Bruno. Right, what else we got in the news? See, Liverpool's still in the news, being in this race for the Brazilian wonder kid, Palmeiras prodigy Luis Guilherme. I don't know. I've seen that mentioned a lot over the past few days, that Liverpool are in the race for his signature as well. Who's playing tomorrow at 5:30, by the way? Who's that fixture again? I know it's, I think Newcastle, is it? But wasn't the report to say that Pogba might have a 2-year ban coming? I'm sure somebody said that or mentioned that to me earlier on. So yeah, it could be a 2-year ban coming for Mr. Paul Pogba. Arsenal Newcastle, cool. So Arsenal Newcastle tomorrow, we will be live on Top of the League from 5 o'clock for that. I'm doing a watch along of that game tomorrow, and then we'll be on here for a news story. So hope you can join us for that watch along. Don't forget to check out Top of the League, where we've a new video up there today as well, where I discuss the situation at Manchester United and will Erik ten Hag being sacked solve the problem. No, we're not getting Jadon Sancho. Can we stop that silliness now? I wonder what's going to happen with Sancho, though. Like, genuinely, I'm intrigued to see what does happen with Sancho. My mic is breaking up. It's not at my end. You say sound issue, but it's not an actual... Well, how do I say this? It's probably more of a connection issue than a sound issue, because my mic, there's nothing wrong with it. The sound bar is working. I think it's just a YouTube thing. I'd say refresh it. Yeah, I'd say it's just a connection thing, to be fair. It's not an equipment thing, but it could just be an iffy connection. So I'd suggest just hit the old refresh button if you can, please, guys. Cool. Anyway, let's keep going. So yeah, there's a blast from the past, and I haven't brought this up today as well. I was reading an article earlier on from TalkSport, actually. Well, the article wasn't on TalkSport, but it was based around TalkSport. And they said that Bournemouth defender Lloyd Kelly still has admirers at Liverpool. Do you remember when we were linked with Lloyd Kelly before he signed for Bournemouth? I can't for the life of me remember where he was. It Bristol or somewhere? Or I just remember, or where was he? He was in the Championship or something. I can't remember where he was at before he went to Bournemouth. But they're saying that Liverpool and Spurs are still interested. AC Milan and Juventus are also keeping tabs. They go on to say that Spurs had an offer rejected in the summer for Lloyd Kelly from Bournemouth, but he's a high priority apparently, and Newcastle are also keeping an eye on his progress. So what are we saying about Lloyd Kelly? Would you have any interest in him becoming a Liverpool player? Maybe giving us some cover in the fullback positions? What age is he? That's a good question. I don't actually know off the top of my head what age he is. I think 23, maybe, something like that. After 4 years of watching your content, I just realised how shiny your head is. Oh, dude, I take pride in how shiny my head is. It's very shiny, especially when it's just been shaven like it has been today with a fresh blade. Extra shiny just for you. So he's 26. He's not, couldn't be 26, is he? Is he really? Some say 25, some say 20. Is he really 26? My God. Where does time go? That's mental. Wow. Nah, if he's 25 or 26, nah. No, that's a no for me anyway. Huh. I think his contract up or something. Like, because when Italian clubs come sniffing around someone, it's usually a good indication to me that the contract's coming to an end or something like that. So maybe Lloyd Kelly's contract has a few months to go, and that's why we see the Italian clubs sniffing around, because nobody loves a free transfer better than Italian clubs. They love getting a player in for a free transfer, letting them do all right, and then moving them on a year later for a nice little profit. I'm just going through my notes to see if there's anything else I've forgotten. So here's one you can find on the Anfield Agenda X account. Darwin Núñez is averaging a goal involvement every 55 minutes. That's phenomenal. Excuse me, hiccup there. That's phenomenal from Darwin. Every 55 minutes he's picking up a goal contribution, either a goal or an assist. Cantor said, I would risk keeping Salah if he doesn't sign a contract, as it means I get an extra season of Salah. I don't trust FSG to reinvest the money. I do. And there's not a lot I will trust FSG on, to be fair. But they will know if Mohamed Salah leaves that we have to reinvest and we have to bring in a top-notch player. And I get it, Cantor's like, I understand as a fan wanting to see Mo for another year in a Liverpool shirt. Of course, I get that. But imagine the end of that year then, when we lose him for nothing. And we've been talking about potential 200 million 2 year, or it will be 2 years ago then, maybe 100 million next summer. I couldn't get my head around the idea of Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane and Bobby Firmino leaving for about 35 million quid in total. It just would feel grubby. So I don't think we can let it go past this summer. Personally, I think we have to make a decision this summer, one way or the other, whether that's selling him or whether that's bringing in a new contract from. Let's wait and see. I hope it's a new contract, but I don't think about it. I don't think it'll happen. Excuse me. Craig, conspiracy theory, but has Thiago been frozen out of the squad because simply Klopp has no further use from him? No, he's injured. He's frozen out of the squad because he's injured. He had an operation on his hip at the end of last season. The idea behind having the operation straight away, I think at the end of last season, was to give him as much time to recover and get him back fit as soon as possible. But as unfortunately always seems to be the case, it drags on and one thing goes into another, and here we are now in November and Klopp saying it could be 2024 before we see Thiago back on the pitch. So yeah, no, I just think it's been unfortunate all around. I don't think there's any bad blood or any nefarious reasons as to why we don't see Thiago. I think unfortunately it's just a fitness thing. Right, we did ask you guys, if FSG invest in the PGA, would you be worried for Liverpool? 57% have said yes and 43% have said no. Do you think we can win the Premier League this season? Absolutely. And I think that's a good poll to close up tonight. We've about 12 minutes left, so let's ask that simple question. Simple question. Can Liverpool win the league this season? Yes or no? I mean, I'll give my answer as a resounding yes. And not only that, the more the season goes on, the more I'm really feeling confident Liverpool can do it. Like, I look around and I don't see teams that strike fear into me. I see teams I respect. I see teams that play good football, teams that are as competitive as us and can make equal shouts as to potentially winning the league, but I've no fear of any of them. I think this group, I'm so surprised at how well the regen in midfield has gone. I'm so surprised at how quickly we've seen Jarrell Kwanzaa take that step forward. I think there's just so many positives at the minute. The vibe of the club looks great. If we can keep picking up points, and maybe the game at the Etihad after the international break in November could have a big say on the season, but I don't know, lads. I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm in my head. We've already won the League Cup and the Europa League, so that's in my head. It'd be amazing, wouldn't it? It'd be amazing. Szoboszlai interview thoughts. I don't know which one in particular you're speaking about. I did watch the Football Focus interview with Dominic Szoboszlai where he spoke about wanting to win everything with Liverpool this season. He spoke about the bromance with Trent. He spoke about the move to Liverpool, and his only real question was it the right time for him? He just came across as a really cool, really chilled, warm, friendly fella. It was a nice little interview from Football Focus, so full credit. Yeah, I enjoyed it. LFC KSA said City away will be a good indicator. Craig, is Mbappe ever possible? Luckily, if he was ever possible on a free transfer at the end of the season, it's probably the only time we might say maybe. I think it comes down to Real Madrid's plans, buddy. If Real Madrid want him, I think that's where he ends up. If that move doesn't happen and Mohamed Salah decides he wants to move, you never know. Unlikely, but as I keep saying, Liverpool's interest has been there for 6 years now. It's my birthday. Joshua, happy birthday, my friend. Happy birthday, buddy. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And more than that, man, thank you for your support of the channel. Thank you all for your support of the channel. Look at the top corner of the screen. Look at it. Take a second. 225,000 family members. 225,000. This is little us, little Anfield Agenda. You know, it never ceases to amaze me that we're still blagging it this long. Wow. Yeah, it's awesome. Thank you. Thank you to Connor, thank you to Ben, thank you to everyone that's helped us on this journey. Like to people that were with us and have left since, or you know, I'm so excited about life. I'm so excited about what the future might hold. You know, if you asked me a year ago, would I in the space of 1 year potentially do a show in Dublin and a show in Boston? break 200,000 subscribers. Oh man, it's I feel like I'm living someone else's life at the moment. The preview, I recorded the preview. It's going to be out at midday tomorrow. I mean, maybe Connor can put it out at 10. I don't know. Let me just ask. Let me send a quick voice note. So, Connor, the chat want to know, could we put the preview out tonight? Could we drop it out at 10 or something, maybe? So, there you go. I've asked. I joined when you were at 15,500 subscribers. I don't even know when that was. That's the God's honest truth. Like, I think... I want to say the Barcelona game, we were at either 18 or 38,000 for that game. I don't remember. What I do know is we're about 2,000 subscribers away from hitting 50,000 since Ben joined us. Ben joined in July, and when we hit 228,000, we will have had 50,000 subscribers in 4 months. Which, oh man, that is I don't know. People say you deserve it. I don't think I deserve it. I think I just got a bit lucky, and obviously I think I have a good work ethic, but apart from that, I'll never understand it, you crazy feckers. But yeah, you're awesome. Awesome. We've an advantage in the City game. Nobody's more experienced with the 12:30 kickoffs. Yeah, there is that. I mean, I love it. If we're looking for a positive, fuck it, why not? Nobody's more experienced in that game than us. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, I hate that kickoff. I really, really hate that kickoff. Anybody who knows me knows that I value my sleep quite a bit. So a 12:30 kickoff for me means no sleep, really. I joined 7 months before the Super League stream. Was the Super League when we hit 100,000? I think it was. If my memory's right, I think the Super League was when we hit 100,000. Connor said that we'll get the preview out for you about 10 o'clock. How about that? So we'll have a news video then that's already up. We'll have the preview coming out at 10 o'clock for the Luton Town game, where I do my score prediction and my predicted 11. You're going to be a little bit angry at me about one selection in my team for the predictions. I've explained why I've done it, and I hope people understand it, but I think people will be a bit annoyed at me over one particular player being omitted from my 11. You can definitely turn a phrase. I don't know what that means. I take it it's a compliment, but I don't know what it means. What's your starting 11 for all-time Liverpool players? I've done that. I've done that as a video. If you go back and look through October, you'll see that. When I went away on holidays, I did a series of videos, and that was one of them. My all-time 11, but the caveat is from my life watching Liverpool, so I don't talk about players that I didn't get a chance to watch. I joined when Liverpool beat Dortmund 4-3. Did we have a YouTube channel then? I don't think we did, you know. Because my memory of Liverpool beating Dortmund 4-3 was listening to the Anfield rap. I'll never forget John Gibbons coming in after we won that game, top off, 7 sheets to the wind, but the buzz and the atmosphere in the Anfield Rap podcast studio, it came across as amazing. That's my memory of that game, is just listening to the Anfield Rap podcast afterwards, and just celebrating alongside them, really, when I was listening to them. Chewits, keep up the good work, lad. Thank you for all the content. Oh, look, dude, it's a pleasure. Thank you for watching. I really mean that. Thank you. You off tomorrow? Also, I got McDonald's or pasta. Am I off tomorrow? No, I'll be on here at 8:30 tomorrow night. We will be on top of the league at 5 o'clock for the Newcastle Arsenal game. I'm doing a watch along of that tomorrow on top of the league, so hope you can join us for that one. What do I think about Núñez now? So, midnight beats. For all my faux pas on here, misjudging Curtis Jones, being concerned about us signing Ryan Gravenberch, the one thing I've never ever wavered upon is my support of Darwin Núñez. That's one thing nobody can hit me with a stick about. I've been behind that kid from day one, and I've always said when he puts all those tools together, when he goes on a run, we will have an unbelievable asset and somebody we can all just love because he just gets it. Some players come to Liverpool and they get it. They just get it. And he's one of them. You want him to do well. You know he has faults, but that's why we love him. You know, we need somebody to be semi-flawed for us to really feel like we can buy into them. Not need. I guess the great man, Mohamed Salah, is no way flawed and he's just a beautiful, amazing, talented superstar. But Darwin, he just has it, doesn't he? He just has it. Whatever it is, he has it. Norwegian wonder kid Antonio Nusa is a gem. So lots of positive stuff coming out of Norway from a football perspective. I will never, ever, ever feel comfortable that we didn't get Martin Odegaard because we chased him before he went to Real Madrid and then obviously went to Madrid, went on loan to Sociedad, and then Arsenal signed him and the rest is history. I love Martin Odegaard as a footballer. He's just unbelievable. Right, what have we got on here? Jurgen Klopp speaking about the McAllister and Darwin friendship. He said, we have an extra on-field player. So far it was always Ali, the translator, if you want, but now we have Maka and they're really close with each other and Maka is a super smart footballer, so if he forgets something, Maka will tell him. I love that. I love that the boys are getting on well. You know, we mentioned earlier on about the Trent and Dominic Szoboszlai bromance. We haven't really had one, have we, since the Hendo Lallana days or the Mohamed Salah, Dejan Lovren days. So we need more of these bromances. Just got tickets for Liverpool West Ham, the quarterfinal of the Cup. Yes, we love that, Kyrie. Enjoy. That's going to be a good night, mate. That's going to be a great game as well. Make sure you hold up a sign saying I'm an Anfield Agenda subscriber. But no, that's class, man. Delighted for you. Right, look, I'm going to say my good night because I have a meeting to get to. So I will thank you for your time tonight as always. And don't forget, tomorrow, 5 o'clock, I'll be on top of the league for the Newcastle-Arsenal game. Hope you can join me for that. If you can't, hopefully I'll see you here tomorrow night at 8:30. And if I can't see you then either, Sunday, 3:30, we will be live for the watch-along of the Luton Town game. That preview will be going out in the next 30 minutes. So, again, thank you so much for giving me something to dream about. Thank you so much for getting us to 225k. Have yourselves a great weekend. Much love. Talk to you soon.